Hey guys, it's Paige from More Cars, and in today's episode we're going to take a look at 2024 911 ST. So this Soul Killer is a peak Porsche. In its masterful way, Porsche combines existing hardware to create a new all-time great and then some. So Porsche famously, or infamously, builds near infinite variants of immortal 911. First come the expected flavors, the Carrera S, GTS Turbo and Turbo S, plus a handful of all-wheel drive Cabriolet and Targa spin-offs. Andreas Proninger and his Porsche GT division then delivered the Racy 911 GT3 and doubly Racy 911 GT3 RS. After a company checks off all those jobs, it introduces niche offering like the rally-ready 911 Dakar or the stripped-down Carrera T. Then there's a chance it creates something historic. Specialized 911 will remember for decades as a sports car high water mark. For the previous generation, it was the 911R. This time around, we get to talk about the new 2024 Porsche 911 ST. So as per more trend, the latest variant pays tribute to an ancestor in 1970 911S, augmented with a performance package known internally by the moniker ST. Modifications combine the weight reduction of the 911R of the time with the 911T's stripped-down cabin. Race homologated examples delivered Porsche its first 911 win in the Monte Carlo Rally. Lightweight manual transmission, no turbos, big power, rear drive. The new 2024 Porsche 911 ST is the 2000 proof distillate of the 911, built around the featherweight crankshaft and hydrogen light pistons of the 911 GT3 RS 4-liter free-breathing flat six. The ST ditches that aero-heavy track monster's colossal swan neck, rear wing, and brilliant chassis tricks to deliver a road-focused experience. If you ask me the Nürburgring time, I don't know. I don't care. This is how I would build my 911. Porsche called upon all its material and science and engineer brilliance to make this the lightest 911 of the 992 generation. It uses carbon fiber reinforced plastic or CFRP for the hood, front fenders, roof doors, and rear anti-roll bar. The example driven here had a brain-breaking CFRP roll cage, which sadly won't be available in North America as usual due to US regulations. Porsche's carbon bucket seats that made their debut in the 918 are standard here, though 4-way sport seats plus are available, and staggered 20 and 21-inch forged magnesium sternal lock wheels reduce unsprung weights by 5.8 pounds per corner. The rear steering system of the 911 GT3 RS is gone in order to further purify the driving experience, save weight, and lessen the load on electrical system to accommodate a lighter, lower amperage battery. The 911 ST's lightweight clutch and the single-mass flywheel assemble is half the weight of the unit in the GT3 Touring. Factor in thinner glass, lighter carpets, less sound deadening material, and standard carbon ceramic brakes. The Porsche lists the 911 ST at just 3,000 pounds at the curb, which is roughly 84 pounds less than the lightest GT3 Touring, which is 84 pounds less than the lightest GT3 Touring, and only 35 pounds more than the smaller 2016 911R. The comparatively light 911 ST means the 518 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque made by the GT3 RS engine have fewer pounds to accelerate. That output is measured at the crank, though Proninger figures the 4-liter delivers more power to the wheels here than in the RS Track Special thanks to the 911 ST's shorter ratio 6-speed manual. Fall into the low, aggressively bolster carbon buckets and prepare for something special. If you just listen to the gear linkage while pushing the short throw shifter into first, to press the surprisingly light clutch pedal and twisting the start switch on the left, of course, to awaken Flak's newest flat 6 monster, you would be amazed. NVH engineers would be horrified. Even at idle, the 2024 Porsche 911 ST is brash and buzzing. You hear the lightened clutch shatter, and breathing on the throttle catches you off guard in terms of how fast the phosphorus green tachometer leaps clockwise. Having the mass of the clutch and flywheel assembly means dropping its rotational inertia to just a third of what you'd experience in a GT3 Touring. The rate at which revs and decibels climb gives the impression of 911 ST being a twist throttle. This powertrain feels more superbike than sports car. Proninger and company developed the car here after their days in the hills of Spain were cut short by angry officers chasing them in helicopters. Here in Italy, the cafe frequented by the Porsche folks for lunch happened to be owned by a local police chief who seemingly gave them a pass in exchange for a ride in the ST. We're grateful he did. Throughout the couple of hundred miles in Porsche's analog lightweight, the pared-down small diameter steering wheel was rarely straight for more than 100 feet as drivers calligraphed their way through Italian countryside. The 911 ST's front end is an apex attic. Few vehicles corner with the confidence and poise of even a standard 911, and the ST among Porsche's best work. Without hesitation, minor steering inputs point the nose. Carbon ceramic brakes bite hard and progressive on your way into a corner, and the weight transfer isn't as obvious as in the Carrera T, as the body practically refused to pivot pitch, dive, or roll on its suspension. This is impeccable chassis control thankfully doesn't sacrifice ride quality. Impressive. Yes, the ST is stiff, but Calabria's crumbling pockmarked pavement revealed no head toss or loss of composure, even under hard braking, full throttle acceleration, and ambitious cornering. A retune of the GT3's touring spring and dampers means the steering wheel stays stable through it all. Without the wider tires and aero aids of the GT3 RS, cornering limits are high but not intimidatingly so. Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 rubber breaks loose progressively in a way that never scared us, and the drive wheels only found under steer if braked later than intended. Porsche's decision to omit rear steering is fine by everyone. The 911 ST's tail through a bend is refreshingly organic and predictable. Where the GT Touring supernaturally tightens its cornering radius like a world-class illusionist, the ST feels more like a studied magician who's perfected their craft over decades. The polish is well earned. A 2-year development time doubles that of the 2016 911R, and Proninger freed up his best chassis tuner to work on the ST exclusively for a full 12 months. The multi-layered exhaust note builds from thrum to belt to shriek as you edge closer to the flat 6 mesospheric 9000 RPM redline. You'll want to keep revs high too, as exiting a corner with the tuck less than half its way around the range leaves you way off the RS engine's relatively modest torque peak. Porsche gave the ST its 6-speed manual rather than the 7-speed offered in non-GT products, but gearing is 8% shorter than its GT3 Touring. All those revs mean even with the revised gear, second gear tops out at 75 miles per hour and third crest 100 miles per hour. We wouldn't mind even tighter ratios, if only to indulge in the terrific engine note and the world-class transition. Additionally, the shift lever is 0.4-inch stubbier, which means throws are about as long as those in arcade racing machine, with gates so well defined they're near impossible to miss. Such an eager powertrain mean blipping the gas for rev match downshifts require just a pinky toe's worth of throttle pedal pressure. Hearing the flat 6 howl behind as you drop ratios for the next corner is sublime. So the 2024 Porsche 911 ST is a car everyone remembers till their last days. Even Proninger said he hopes an ST can be his, and 2-time World Rally champion Walter Rowe called it the best road car he's ever driven. Bold statement indeed. So this is it guys, concise and precise as always. Tell us what you think about this subtle killer in the comments. Do you prefer it over other well-known, more famous brands offerings? Or just like us, you think it's the dark horse of 911 family? Don't forget to like us, subscribe, and hit the notification button to all. Stay tuned.